Okay, so we are live on YouTube. Welcome everyone, those who participated in the scorecard assessment, and thank you for participating. You must have received a personalized email, right? Telling you what you have scored and how to go ahead, feedback on your score. Okay, so I thought I would also share I would take a session on this and talk about it in our meeting. Okay, so I have created this slideshow for our meeting today so that it will be easy for us to guide through the session. So someone will, I think I can hear someone, Pragati, I think. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Sorry. Uh, okay. So it was my own YouTube, you know, giving that. All right. So this is the presentation that we'll go through. So before we start with our action plan, next steps, what to do, okay? Let's first understand some of the IB principles, okay? Now, there is a Google Doc that I have created with the IB principles there, and there are 10 of them. What I have done is I have chosen only two to discuss today in our meeting. So the first IB principle is about international mindedness. So IB wants all our students to be internationally minded. So in order to have international mindedness developed in our students, what can we do? Okay. So what you can do is involve yourselves or encourage your students to participate in global collaboration projects. Okay, like Model United Nations. I have seen that in some Facebook group, the coordinators put over there, sent messages that this is the UI that we are doing as a part of our PYP program. Would anybody be interested in collaborating with our students and having an exchange session? So when you do that, then try to foster cross-cultural understanding. You will have an idea of what others think about the same thing that you are thinking or you are studying in your classes. Okay, so good idea to have global collaboration projects. Another thing that helps us develop international mindedness in our students is to address global issues. So you know that most of the PYP schools, they look at the UN SDGs, and whatever unit of inquiry they have, they try to link it to a particular sustainable development goal of the United Nations. But instead of looking at global issues, they can also look at how it is connected to us locally. Okay, so global issues are there, but what are the local actions that our students can take so that we engage with our community? Okay, so this is the second way by which you can develop international mindedness in your students. Now, also in addition to these two things, you can also use a lot of diverse resources.
बैठ से करेंगे आपका
Okay, you can use a lot of diverse resources. You can give case studies and different perspectives from different cultures so that the students develop empathy and they can have a global outlook. Okay, now what is one example that you can do? A school can partner with another institution in another country for a joint project. So here they have given an example that a school, they partnered with a school with in another country on a joint project on renewable energy, where students will then share their ideas and solutions They can have video calls, Zoom meetings, or Google Meet meetings, and they can exchange their ideas. So this can be done very easily. So not necessarily if you are an IB school, then only you do it, right? You can also do it like I have franchisee schools that are CBSE schools. So between those CBSE schools also we could do such things where then we can study about we can know their context. Though they live in different states, they have different contexts, right? So they can know more about others' ideas. Okay, so this is one main IB principle: international mindedness. The second IB principle, when I spoke about approaches to teaching, it was that in the IB, learning happens through inquiry. Okay, so it follows the principle of inquiry-based learning. So, so that's why I have taken this point, second point, that inquiry-based learning. Now, how do you do inquiry-based learning? You can have project-based learning happening where students can design units and they can investigate real-world problems. And then think about solutions for tackling those problems. Okay, so one example could be for sustainable urban living. Another application could be by allowing students to choose topic of their interest. So when the students choose topic of their interest, then you're trying to give them free inquiry. But theme you can keep common and then ask them, okay, what is your choice of interest? And based on that, you formulate your research question and present the findings. Now, this happens mostly when the students do PYP exhibition. Okay, so this you can do inquiry-based learning. This is one way which you can give them a chance to uh, choose topic of their interest. Another application is field work and experiments. You need to give them hands-on activities so that they learn by doing. Learning, experiential learning happens. Okay, so these are three applications for inquiry-based learning. Now, what is an example, real life example? Here, I have given an example of a biology teacher assigning students to investigate the impact of plastic waste in their community. So what will the students do? They will conduct research, they will collect data, and then they will propose actionable solutions so that they reduce the plastic usage locally. And then they can also campaign in their locality, okay, and make people aware about reducing plastic usage. Okay, so these are two principles that I have taken, and though if you are in an IGCSE school or in a CBSE school or in an ICSE school, you can promote both international mindedness and inquiry-based learning through these examples that I have cited. Now, can in your group, can anyone in amongst our group share one way that you have implemented uh, any this kind of strategy, or you plan to implement after you have heard me right now about how to promote international mindedness and how to promote inquiry based learning? If you have done it in your classes, share an example. Or after having this conversation and after listening to me, how are you going to incorporate in your class, even though you are not an IB school? How will you promote, you know, uh, awareness about global issues and how to promote inquiry-based learning in your classes? How will you do? Can I have someone share their ideas?
Yes, I can share.
Yes, Pragati.
Yeah, so we had collaborated with CNN, and CNN every year came with a theme. So we went around to schools because we were talking that time about Yamuna River cleaning. It had a lot of froth that time, and we recorded, did a documentary on it. Students of 9th, 10th, and some from 11th. And we had one more school collaborated with us who together had made a planned trip to to do a documentary of Yamuna River. So what we did throughout the year, we were documenting. Every time there was a festival, now because of festivals, there was a lot of material which was kind of, put into the river as a practice of religious. So we had documented how the river looked like before that, during that period when it was flooded with people. And after that, what kind of a froth we have seen, we had recorded each child's reflections. They had actually taken the water, they had experimented the amount of pollution the water content has. So this was one collaboration we did with the school, and we both came together in a CNN documentary video somewhere around November. Every year we did it, one theme we picked up.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's a good idea. What I have done in my previous school is that we had looked at Ganesh festival, right? So you have a Visarjan on different days, right? 1.5 days, 3 days, 5 days. So we used to go on the sixth day of Ganesh Visarjan, and we used to go clean the beach. And that used to be from grade 6 to grade 12. So that was a school initiated service activity for the MYP and the DP, where everybody had to go and, participate in that activity. Yeah. So yes. Samarin, you want to share? I see your hands up.
One second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had an example from what I've done for student-led research. I'm a visual arts teacher and I teach visual arts for MYP. So I did a unit on masks, and before my students got into investigation, we looked at some masks from around the world, and then we divided the continents among different groups in my students, and each group took up one continent and explored the masks of that region as a group, post which we had a presentation in the class and everyone shared what they had explored in that time.
Mhm.
And then no matter what continent they had explored as a group, students had the choice to pick up one that they were interested in order to move ahead into the analysis of the visual elements of that mask and the symbolism it had. This was for MYP year 1, grade 6 students. And so, yeah, I mean, each student had a mask based on their choice for the analysis that they had picked up. And then we moved ahead into the developing stage, where we developed ideas to do with the mask that we had chosen.
Mhm.
And that's how it went ahead.
So,
Yeah.
so you incorporated both international mindedness as well as this inquiry-based learning here.
Yes,
Ah,
I feel, yes, that's both
okay,
coming together here. Yeah.
okay. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
Sandhya, would you want to share?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to share a recent thing what we did in our school in the month of December, just before the Christmas vacation. We had our sports day scheduled, and we also, as part of service learning as well. So the problem are even problem-based learning as well. Two things we integrated over there for the MYP, and also our school hosts ICSE curriculum as well. So we had actually. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for acknowledging, dear. Yeah. So we had actually, as part of service learning, we generally invite students from government schools, near government schools, and then the students get an opportunity to introduce them with certain topics, like either it might be computer or a makerspace project. But this time we chose to have a project related to visual arts, utilizing the waste created in both the schools. Like we have a cafeteria, we had the paper cups which were used for drinking water, and then the kids also came up with an idea. Both the kids, I mean the government school and our kids, they came up with an idea that they're going to create buntings using plastic bottles, kind of thing. So, and create all the decor using the recycled projects. So finally, what happened is we couldn't connect enough plastic bottles, which was one way good, that it ensures that people are not using that many that much of plastic. But as an alternative, we projected it as a problem solving thing, that we do not have bottles right now. So how do we take it forward? The same idea. So the kids came up with an idea replacing the newspaper instead of plastic bottles for the buntings. And it turned out to be a very good project where collaboration happened and also problem-based learning happened. And also they also inquired about what are the things which actually are causing destruction in our nature and what can be recycled, what can be reused or reduced or repurposed. So these were the things which are brainstorming and inquiry which I had given to them.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandhya, for sharing your experience. Gauri, you want to share?
Yeah, we had multiple projects actually. One during pandemic when we coordinated with a school in the US to have a perspective on Lamar. Actually, we are teaching in Kendrick Lamar lyrics as a unit. So we don't have racism, but we have casteism. So their perspective on racism and our perspective on casteism, and we could collaborate and understand the same thing. A similar thing has been done for another project for media, where we invited, like this is inquiry-based learning, to understand not only the historical context, but also biology and psychology, because postpartum and why a mother would behave in a certain way and the impact. So inquiry-based learning for a character in English who is behaving in a certain way post-pregnancy. So for understanding that, we explored other departments in other schools. And also we had collaborated with a school in Norway, where their students shared their perspective on a work that they were learning, and we were also learning the same thing. So cultural integration and an understanding as to how do people in India think about a work and how do people in Norway process the same work and look at it. So that was taken as international mindedness plus a lot of inquiry-based learning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. Yeah. Anybody else who are
Yes.
thinking of implementing it in their class? Global mind, international mindedness,
Yes.
looking at global
So,
issues.
okay, can I?
Yeah, Arpana.
I could not raise my hand for some reason. Okay. So every year we celebrate International Cultural Gala, where parents, students, and staff teachers come together to embrace the theme of unity in diversity. And also for everybody, we sit with the parent representative team, and then everyone is divided into different cultural groups. They dress in different traditional attires, and they contribute to various dishes representing their chosen culture. And the highlight of the event is always like everybody gets an opportunity to taste and enjoy each other's dishes, fostering, I think, a sense of togetherness and appreciation for the diversity. So that's what we do. And
Thank
it's a
you.
huge
Thank you for
Thank
sharing,
you.
Arpana. Rohan, you have your hand raised.
Hi, ma'am. So, ma'am, I thought that I did not know about inquiry-based learning, but from what you just said, it seems that I have been following this teaching strategy. So, fieldwork and experiment, I am doing it, ma'am. But student-led research, that I'm not following it. So, what just came in my mind is, so I'm planning to look at the disease dynamics in my area. So, currently I'm staying in Pokhara. So, what I'm thinking, what just came in my mind is, I will tell the student to research on the leading diseases, like the disease that is affecting the maximum number of people, and like what are the medicines they take, and how is it affecting them financially. Yeah, so that's how I will be
Yeah.
implementing this.
And just to add something over here, because I use
Ma'am,
this.
I want to share.
One minute, Ranjita. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
when you are doing research, Rohan, instead of just asking the students to Google, what you can do is you can use perplexity.ai. Okay, perplexity.ai is an AI tool which you can use for research, because what it does, it gives you the answer, and plus it gives you the sources from where it has picked up those answers. Okay, so students can get the source also. Yeah, this is one tip that you can use. Others also, those who are giving research work to your students, you can use the app or that tool called as perplexity.ai. Yeah, wait. Rohan, you want to say anything now further?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ranjita, before you, Sagarika had raised her hand.
Yes,
Sagarika,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will wait. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. So, in INS subject, being a learning support teacher, I go to the classes, and in INS classes, we did about settlement. So, in settlement, we included like the sustainability, the town planning. So that in that, our students they learned about the different town planning and how the people used to stay earlier their living, and now how we are making the planet, I mean how the living is nowadays. So in that we also studied about Oroville in the case studies, and the sustainable town planning, everything our students they learned about it. So this is one thing, the global issue when addressed. And currently we are doing one IDU with English and LNL, language and literature, with the INS, that is again about the historical changes, relationship changes, how relationships are impacted through the different historical events. So World War II is being highlighted over here. So in that way, we are creating these kind of global issues in our classrooms. We're discussing about it and making aware the students.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Ranjita, go ahead.
Ma'am, we connected it with the SDG, life on land. So they are small children. So we talked about stray animals, how to take care of stray animals. They are also important in the ecosystem. So to tell them about how to take care. So what we did is there we aligned it with the this one global value, and then we asked them with children to bring some food to help the stray animals. So they brought from home biscuits and all, and then safely we organized the local beside school there are stray dogs, ma'am. So we organized a food. We called it a food buffet for animals for stray dogs. And then children, we had arranged some small bowls. They themselves distributed the biscuits and all. And then so there only we talked about everything. So we brought the children outside in the local area to discuss about this, so that they understand how important the food is, also what they are getting.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rohan, you have any question or you want to
Yes,
share?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, like the project that I said just now, so like the research. So when I link this to like when I link this research to how much money they spend on a particular medicine, can this be considered as like transdisciplinary if I'm linking to the financial aspect?
When you can, but it will not be, it is interdisciplinary, okay, not transdisciplinary. If it is trans, then it has to have a lot of subjects together. Like how PYP unit of inquiry is a transdisciplinary. You have many subjects combining together and integrating. You can make it interdisciplinary because you're talking about mathematics if you're looking at money, or maybe if you're looking at economics. Okay, if the students are studying economics, and you can link economics to it. But then if it is going to be an interdisciplinary unit, you should have a summative assessment on both. Okay. We'll talk about it later when we discuss IDU, interdisciplinary unit. Yeah. Okay. But
Ma'am, we have in
can think
PYP we
about
have started.
integration. Yes, Ranjita.
Ma'am, in PYP, we have started with this one, the cat Murdoch
Inquiry center.
strategy we are following. Yes, ma'am. In the curriculum, we have added that.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Sambat,
we are working on it.
Fine. So that is how inquiry-based learning. It's a cycle. You can use it as a framework. Sambat, you have something to share?
Yes, ma'am. In MIP
Yeah.
4, the current unit, we are dealing with conflict and conflict analysis. So the last week, that is their winter holidays homeworks was to do a case study, and I didn't limit them on the region or the powers within. So I have given them a assignment on case study based on a conflict and the conflict analysis. I asked them to pick up any of the conflicts during any timeline, But I just told them that none of you should repeat the same conflict. So they discussed amongst themselves around 30 uh, students, and now they have started. Like I gave them an assignment on a managed bag. They have submitted me the hot copies of it. I have reviewed it, and I have given them some suggestions to change on it. Now from yesterday, we have started presenting those same case study analysis in the classroom, sharing it with others. What type of technique did they use to analyze? What were the factors that they considered? So as most of the conflicts and the analysis they did is based on the foreign countries and the problems which happened and happening, because the cases they have chosen is right from the ancient times till the recent Syrian war. So people have
Okay.
taken all kinds of conflicts, and they have used all the learnings from the classroom. Like what are the factors they have to use it uh, in a conflict analysis, all the factors which they learned, all the models, all the behavior triangles, everything they have applied. They have chosen a conflict. They have made a what do you call, a proper research paper out of their learning, and also understanding the what do you call international mindedness of people of different countries. Why do they fight? And they also found out a solution for the conflicts which are yet prevailing, and they have found out some treaties which can be what do you call, solve the issue a way earlier than it happened. For example, there were wars which happened for 100 years, and they told me like if they have done this, they it would have ended a long ago. Then I told them that if it had ended that way, you would have had a subject or a unit less.
Yeah. Good one.
So this is how I do. And for the MAP5, what I've done is I told them to come up with their own inquiry questions, and also don't limit your thinking to IH. I have given them a sheet, and I have shared the Google sheet with every student, and I asked them to fill how do you think a concept which you have learned in any of your subject throughout MAP 1 to 5 will apply or will help you as an international minded person. And they themselves, the students, they themselves came up with a lot of ideas and a lot of what do you call, perspectives which as a teacher I never thought of. I taught them migration in MAP4. One of the students gave me a reply that after studying about migration, I understood the difficulties my parents have faced when they were a migrant, and now I emphasize the migrant workers and how the refugees uh, go about with their lives. I just taught them the concept of migration and all the types and everything. But this is how they themselves take it up. And I believe that when they start sharing with others, all the perspectives of others, even like uh, get triggered, they start thinking in this way. So I have, maybe I'm blessed with a good set of students, so that I just kindle them in a way that they start giving me ideas so that I can use it for their upcoming juniors.
Yeah, students are themselves very curious. Okay, it is now our duty to how to motivate them to become inquirers, right?
Obviously,
As we
obviously.
age, we lose our curiosity and interest in things.
Yeah,
We are
obviously.
happy with our own, fixed mindset and thinking. But
Mm.
students are, yeah, very dynamic and very curious, and you should always, uh, help them to uh, think critically and creatively, that way through your different activities in your classroom. So thank you so much for sharing your
And to add
experience.
that, sorry, ma'am, to add that, and the max teachers in my team, they were like so what do you call clueless how international mindedness go about with the max. And when I did this and I shared it with the team, they were like it is a blessing that you have made work so easier. So this is one of the evidence that how I in the max classroom go about with the international mindedness. So in my classroom I'll start following this, and my coordinator, if I'm not wrong, Raj remembers here, she started following it in her classrooms. So we started sharing classes. IH classrooms, she'll be in IH classroom. Max classroom, I started going to the Max classroom. All all started happening together, and the students felt a lot easier learning concepts now.
Mm-hmm. So this is exactly what I mean by mentoring. Okay, it's not always that the mentor or the coordinator will explain everything. Maybe you know more about something, and at that time you become the mentor, I become the mentee, right? So there was a LinkedIn post that I posted about mentoring programs today. You can have a look at that. Thank you for sharing, Sambat.
Yes, sir.
Pinky, you want to share something before we go to the next slide? Otherwise, we'll be just sharing things only here.
No, no, no. No, ma'am, I'm not going to use much time quickly because when Sambat shared, I was thinking of the like the inquiry-based research that I myself did. I mean, it was for my research paper. So when I had to do a presentation for a paper which was focused on diaspora, and it was for migrants and immigration. I had to go through the entire cycle of inquiry, which was discussed in our session right now. So I feel that it is not limited to students alone, but to educators as well.
And plus, when you learn it, then you can teach it, right, to our students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the same with ATL skills. Okay, not everybody may know all the ATL skills, but once you share and collaborate, and once you learn, then you can teach it to your students, right? Okay, so let's move ahead with our presentation. So that was about sharing. Now, when you looked at your score, okay, I have written your score in your email. Okay, so most of them, nearly half of them have scored between 90 to 100, and the other half scored between 75 to 89. Okay. So what I have done is I have just picked up some tips that you could use to move ahead. If you are a trailblazer, then how can you go ahead with your aspiration? Okay. So these are some tips for teachers who have scored between 90 to 100 to for their pathway towards leadership. So what you can do is you can strategize for your growth. And how can you strategize for your growth? By setting goals and taking feedback from for your leadership improvement. Now, when you say that you are a leader, doesn't mean that you should always have a position to become a leader, right? So how are you going to grow as a leader? You strategize, you set your goals, and seek feedback from your peers. Another pathway, another strategy would be to develop your leadership skills. Focus on your personal growth, and when you look at leadership skills, whenever I'm looking at workshops for leadership, I always find that and a good leader or an ideal leader, number one thing, communication should be very good. Okay, and when I'm talking about communication, it is not just about speaking and writing, it is also about listening. Okay, so you have to become an effective listener. Yeah, so what are the different skills that you need to be a leader? Look at that. uh, Now, because you are ahead of the others, okay, in this journey towards international education, what you need to also do is mentor other educators. Like how Sambat said that I did this in my class. So then my math teacher who did not know came in, and they got an idea of how you can practice international mindedness in their subject by giving examples. So you can guide and support fellow educators in whatever best practices you follow in your classes. Okay, so you can mentor. Next, you can lead by example. Okay, you if you know that, okay, this is a particular strategy that works very well in my class, whether it is collaborative work or whether it is research or whether it is experimentation, debate. If you know that, okay, this strategy worked very well, then you can share it with your department teachers or your other peers. So you can lead by example. Take charge of your professional development, your professional growth and certifications. I'm very happy that out of 700 plus people, we are 21 teachers here who are coming in for this session. And I know that at least Debajyoti is one who has always been in my sessions. Whatever session I take, whether it is just chatting or whether it is a presentation, he is always there. So I know that he has taken charge of his professional growth, and that's why he feels that, okay, these sessions are useful to him, and therefore he turns up every time there is any activity happening in this group. So thank you, Debajyoti, for pursuing your professional growth. Another thing what you can do is building your network. Okay, create connections. Now from this meeting only, we know that there are quite a lot of IB teachers who are already there, and there are people who are aspiring IB teachers in this team. Okay, you know now from examples, Arpana is an IB PYP coordinator, Sambat is an IB teacher, okay, Sandhya is an IB visual art teacher. So now you know that, okay, these teachers are already there in your network, though you are aspiring to become an IB teacher. So then create your network, talk to them, how it is, what it is, okay, share practices, okay, ask them. If you do not ask, then we don't know what you don't know, right? So build a network. And whenever you're saying building network, it's not just about connecting on social media and just liking their post. It is about relationship. It's about commenting and then giving feedback, giving constructive feedback, okay, in a respectful tone, okay, whether it is written or whether it is oral comments. So these are all the things that people who have scored between 90 to 100 can do in order to go ahead, okay. Now, what about those who have scored between 75 to 89? What can they do? Okay, so these people have some understanding about international education. So what can you do to enhance your understanding of the IB or the Cambridge? So encourage students to explore inquiry-based learning. Okay, give them opportunity to have to do inquiry in your classes. Okay, have diverse collaboration. Like I said, between Arpana is in Nepal, most of us are in India. So you can connect with her and say that, okay, Arpana, can you help me with your grade 9 students or your grade 8 students? Can we do this, collaborate this lesson together? Okay. Even in the Global Classroom WhatsApp group, you can ask over there, I am teaching these things. Can we collaborate? Can you give me idea? So you can have a collaboration between ourselves, okay, as a global classroom. Professional development, participate in workshops, come for these sessions, participate in the challenge that I have given in those groups. uh, Vishal does so many sessions, come for those sessions, participate in them. Even if you just sit and listen to them, you will gain something. Create an inclusive environment that celebrates diversity. Have a multicultural classroom. Uh, Follow observation and reflection techniques. Evaluate your teaching practices. You can request one of your peer teachers to come to your class and say, okay, now can you observe my class and can you give me feedback about what I did and how I did? You can do that. Okay, ask for feedback from your peers or from your coordinators. Build connections for international educational projects. Same what I told about networking in our group and saying that, okay, what are you doing? Can we work with our students together? These networking opportunities are good idea to enhance your strategies and understand what is the international education. Now, in addition to these two things, the most important thing that I feel is important is networking and professional development. If you have to grow and become a lead educator or an IB or a Cambridge educator, then you need to network and you need to professionally develop yourself. So how will you do that? By collaboration and support. We have this WhatsApp group, which is very, very active. I know there are many over here who are just just sitting and looking at what things are there, not participating anything. And I have written yesterday, right, in my one of my posts, that it's a good idea, if you feel that you cannot give anything in this group, then you leave the group so that there are other people who can join the group, right? So it's a good idea to collaborate and support. Stay updated with whatever latest is happening in Cambridge and in IB. MYP, there is changes, there is enhanced PYP. Standards and practices have changed from authorization to evaluation. When the schools are getting evaluated, the standards and practices are different. So know about it. Those who are new IB teachers, find out what it is. Connect with global educators for mentorship and partnerships. So this gives networking opportunities. Learn about different teaching approaches. Share about inquiry-based learning strategies amongst your group. Okay, share ideas, exchange ideas, stay motivated by engaging in the group. Okay, and here, at least with me, I feel that I'm a lifelong learner. I always like to learn things, and then whatever I have learned, I like to share it with the community. So that's why this group. Yeah. Now, to go ahead with what scores you have, now how do I go ahead with it? Okay, just knowing, okay, these are the strategies, this I need to do. There has to be some action plan, right? If there is no action plan, then you know that, okay, nothing is going to happen. Okay, I need to do this, but okay, I will think about it tomorrow. No. So the people over here, 21 people over here, I request you to start writing your personalized growth plan. If you can just open a Google Doc, or if you have a pen or pencil and paper in front of you, think about creating a short-term action plan. Now, what should be there in your action plan? Okay, what you can do is think about one skill that you want to develop. Okay, one strategy that you want to implement in your class, and one professional development opportunity that you want to pursue. So now what I have done, okay, over here is, okay, so this is one sample of a personalized growth plan for trailblazers. That means people who have got between 90 to 100. What you can do. One skill to develop. I'm just giving you examples after this. And then I'm going to put you in groups of 2, trailblazers and IB advocates. And then you will write in your own groups your one skill to develop, one strategy to implement, one professional development opportunity to pursue. You just write one and share it with your group. Okay, you're going to do that in the group. So one skill to develop would be, now because you are an expert, you know most of the things about IB and Cambridge. So now you are preparing yourself for leadership positions. Okay, so what you can do is you can pursue instructional coaching. Okay, you can mentor and support other peers who are struggling or who are just entering into IB and Cambridge. So you can mentor. So this could be one goal. Okay, because you are trying to become a leader. Second thing, what you can do, another example would be conflict resolution. What are you going to do, or what strategies are you going to use to handle challenges in team dynamics? So if there's a team and the team is not working well together, then how are you going to resolve conflicts in a team? Think about that. Then data-driven decision making. So how are you going to use data to drive your instruction, to improve your instruction? Think about that. That could be one skill that you would want to develop. Now, one strategy to implement, you can observe classic colleagues and provide constructive feedback. Because you are a trailblazer, that means you know more than what the others who are emerging or who are aspiring. What you can do is you can go into your colleagues' classroom and give constructive feedback to them. Use tools like Flipgrid or Padlet for collaborative learning. Now, this is for your learning. Okay, you can integrate technology tools. You can strengthen your international mindedness. How? By introducing globally relevant case studies or activities in your classes. You can do this. One professional development opportunity to pursue, what you can do is enroll in an IB Educator workshop, category 1 or category 2 workshop, because you know already about IB. Attend a leadership seminar. Okay, attend leadership workshops. And join a professional learning network. Engage with global educators for fresh perspectives. So think about this. Personal growth plan for aspiring IB advocates, those who have got score between 75 to 89, what can you do? One skill to develop is inquiry-based teaching. You will enhance your ability to facilitate student-driven learning. You will work effectively with diverse teams. So you will work on your collaborative skills. Okay, try to connect with other people. Develop strategies to assess understanding in dynamic ways. You will learn how to use assessment for learning or formative assessments in your class. One strategy to implement, you can encourage students to self-assess their learning, reflective practices. If you have attended Vishal's session, he spoke about Gibbs reflective cycle. How are you going to use Gibbs reflective cycle in your classes? That is one strategy. Use global context so that you can integrate cultural relevant examples into your lessons. Experiment with ATL skills, focus on skills. How are you going to teach critical thinking skills? How are you going to teach communication skills in your classes? What activities will you do? So that could be one strategy that you could implement. One professional development opportunity to pursue, you can join IB webinars. Okay, there are many free webinars happening. When you connect on or follow people, IB people who are IB educators on LinkedIn, you get to know about the different webinars that are there because they tend to like or they tend to repost. So good idea to connect with educators on LinkedIn. Shadow an IB teacher, gain insights into practical classroom implementation, and enroll in an online course. So focus on the different methods that are used for teaching and learning by IB teachers so that you can develop international mindedness in your students. So these are examples, okay, that I have shared over here. Now you go ahead in your groups. I'm going to create 2 groups, okay? Breakout group. I'm going to let participants choose their groups. Room 1 is for people who have scored between 90 to 100. And room 2 are people who have scored between 75 to 89. So people, you know your grades, right? You know your scores. So you know where to go. Okay. I'm giving you 20 minutes. Okay. I will share the Google Doc with you right now. Give me a second. I will share this Google Doc. I'm copying the link on the chat. Okay, you have view access. Now you can create your own Google Doc or a piece of paper and a pen and you write. What you have to do? Anybody can tell me what is the task? Individual
ma'am.
person, and then you share it
Yes.
with the group. What is the task, Pinky?
Ma'am, we have to identify one skill that we want to develop, one strategy that we have to implement, and one PD program that you want to like enroll to or
Pursue.
pursue.
Shabash.
Yes.
Did everybody understand the task?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm opening the breakout room. You know your scores. Based on your score, please go to that specific breakout room. And you start first 5 minutes, you write your own things. You look at my example that I have shared and you write your own answer. And then you start discussing it amongst your friends. Okay, in the group. All right. I'm opening all the rooms. Yep, opened.
Yeah, I can't see the notification for the room.
So which one is yours? 90 to 100, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm sending you there.
Right. Okay, got it.
Dismas, where are you? Rajeshri, which room?
Arun Pijoy.
Dismas, which room are you going to? What is your score?
92.
Okay, so I put you in 90 to 100. Rajeshri?
Join, ma'am.
Acha. Rohan?
81, ma'am.
Okay, I put you in room 2. Seth? Seth? Seth, you are in which? Ashwin, you are in which room? What is your score?
75 to 89, ma'am. I'm trying to.
Okay, okay, I have added you.
Okay.
Seth, where are you? Are you there? Hello? Okay. So, was the conversation useful in the breakout rooms?
Very useful. Thank you.
Okay, who would want to share their next steps? I would want at least 2 people from 90 to 100 trailblazers and 2 people from 75 to 89 to share their next steps of how to go ahead in their journey. Okay, who are the risk takers? Okay, trailblazers, 2 people who would want to share their next steps. Or do I have to call out names?
So I'll
Okay.
go.
Okay. Sagarika go and then Arpana go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sagarika.
So for the next step, I have enrolled myself in one of the IB certificate course. So I will complete that, and that is my next goal.
Okay. And one skill that you are going to learn and one strategy that you are going to implement.
Strategy I didn't discuss actually.
Acha. So think about one
Yeah.
skill that you want to improve and one strategy that you would want to implement in your class. In the meanwhile, let's hear Arpana. Arpana?
Okay. So one skill I'd like to develop is instructional coaching to mentor and support peers effectively so that I can build on the skills, knowledge, and on confidence so that it could contribute to their professional and personal growth as well. One strategy I would like to implement is observe colleagues and provide constructive feedback. And one professional development I would like to pursue is to enroll in an IB Educator workshop, which I've already done. And yes, I'm pursuing it in the month of February. It's going to start in the month of February.
Okay, thank you, Arpana.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sagarika, you want to continue?
Yes, ma'am. For the skills, I would like to go with the effective communication. I would like to hone that skill. And strategy, I would say more my classroom would be more inquiry based class which I could not conduct in my previous days. So I would like to hone that aspect as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Does anybody else want to share from the group? Trailblazers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Shiba, go ahead.
Ma'am, the thing is, I got 90 to 100, but I think I have to be in the lowermost grade where I would like to. I have to develop the inquiry based.
So Shiba, what you do is you go through that this again. I have posted the scorecard. है ना?
Yeah, I
Go through it
understood.
again. See, at the first thing you feel that okay, if there's a Google form, you keep ticking.
Yes.
Na? Chalo, maybe ye. Now that you have an idea of what we are talking about, you can go back and
Again.
relook at the scorecard and then
Yeah,
see,
really.
okay, now where I am really at.
Yes.
So thank you for being so honest and it takes a lot of courage to say that. Yeah,
Yes,
Shiba?
ma'am. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So when I read the all completely, I could understand that. My journey is the first year of IB, so I have to improve a lot of things. So I think the classroom practice, the inquiry based, and everything, I have to put some different strategies to do it in a better way. And the workshop, what we have already registered, and we are doing it the PD workshop, so CAT 2-1. So these things I have to develop, and then I come to, as I asked you a few questions about the examiner part. So all this I need to explore a lot, and I'll try to do that. Then I'll come to the leadership again. After,
Yeah,
as you
good
said,
idea.
after your 6 years experience as a coordinator, and yes, that I'll do it.
Yeah, you still have a long time.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, ma'am.
a
Sure.
good idea is to get a mentor, okay, so that your
Sure, ma'am.
journey
Sure.
is faster. I took such a long time because I did not have a mentor.
I
Okay.
believe
Okay.
Sheba
I
ma'am, it's safe to say we already have one.
Yeah, that's true, sir. It's really we feel that every time we are in the right place, and
We
we
were
keep telling in our
discussing
whole
we were
corridor
discussing in
that
school why we didn't meet her sooner.
soon, yes. The early why, and we keep using your name in even in our tables. Like yeah, we are into the Ashika ma'am
Are you
meeting. We
coming
have today
today? I'll
7
be
o'clock
there
Ashika ma'am
today.
meet.
Are you coming?
Ma'am, is this the right
New
time
teachers
to
were all they were all like, who's that Ashika ma'am? Who's that? I had to question them.
ma'am, is this the right time to ask what are the different paid mentorship programs that you provide? Is this the right time or
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
That's all, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you, Shiba, for this candid share and for being so honest about your score. I would suggest you to again relook at it
Sure, ma'am.
and
Sure.
then think about your goal. And once you have a mentor, like I said, the journey is much faster because you have a person who has already been there, done that, and therefore will be able to handhold you so that you learn the things faster than when you are just trying to do it alone. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, anybody from the advocates, IB advocates 75 to 89? Ashwin, you want to share? I know I'm asking you.
Yes, I would love to share. So
Yeah.
before I do the sharing, like Shiba ma'am just said, like you've been quite famous. Even in my school, I've been talking a lot about your webinars and the guidance you've been giving us. So I've got a lot of teachers from Bombay as well as my colleagues. So when I happened to mention your name, and they were like, "Is that the teacher from DY Patil?" That was the first question. They asked me, and I was like, "Yeah, definitely, she is the one." So I think you've been quite famous in my staff room as well for the past 1 week. So that which
Oh.
I'm extremely grateful for. So moving ahead with my sharing, I consider myself as an aspiring IB teacher so far, but I've not got an opportunity to be a part of it. But looking forward, fingers crossed. So I would like to share one skill I would like to develop is I have shared in my previous thing as well, which is to focus on my tech skills. I've been trying to focus on my tech skills and be tech savvy. So let's see, with a lot of help from some of my colleagues and also attending some workshops on tech, maybe by the end of February or March, I might be able to sharpen up my tech skills. And number two, and a strategy to implement. Since I'm handling global perspectives, IGCSE, ACE, and A level, so it is obviously an inquiry-driven subject where I have to encourage and constantly motivate students to form their own perspectives and make evaluative judgments. So I'll be implementing some new strategies in order to help some students who are still struggling with the subject. And one professional development opportunity would be I'm looking forward to, since I'm extremely passionate about IB global politics, and I'm also working in an IB school. Unfortunately, the school does not provide that particular subject. And I have personally requested the management as well that I'm ready to go for this Cat 1 training, but I'm still waiting for the approval from the management. So let's see if they approve it. I will definitely go for the Cat 1, which is yet to begin in February, I guess.
So, what is your post-graduation qualification in?
Ma'am, history.
Oh, okay. Fine.
So,
Because history, there are schools that offer IB history, okay, but again, when you teach IB history, we would want a person who has that global, international history and all that background.
Okay.
So that is one challenge, to get a good history teacher for IB history. But because you're teaching global perspective, yeah, one advantage for you, Ashwin, is that whatever skills that we are talking about, 21st century skills and ATS skills in the IB, those skills are there in global perspectives.
Yes,
You are
absolutely.
teaching those skills. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
that is one advantage for you, to get easily into an MYP school, okay, or an IB school. So yeah, keep working on it.
All right, sure, ma'am.
Hopefully, INS, na, individuals and societies, MYP, individuals and societies, yeah, and maybe DP history, global politics, yeah. All the
Looking-
best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Another person, 75 to 89, who want to share?
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Ashika, ma'am.
Hi,
Radhika.
Radhika.
I'm also came under the category of 7589 and an aspiring teacher. So till now, I officially don't have any experience in teaching any school. As soon as I completed my B.Ed and a master in business, I moved outside of India, done many social work and volunteering teaching, but never done it in a school. And after coming to school, coming to India, coming back to India, I've been teaching in a coaching institute in a flexible hour because I've been homeschooling my son as well. He's 6 years old right now. So now I'm in Mumbai, based in Mumbai, and planning to stay here for longer. So now I'm looking to how to get into the IB school, join a proper school so my son can also come with me in the school. So that is my future prospect. And by attending all your workshops and knowing about more IB curriculum and everything, I came to know that my skill which I need to improve is a bit about the communication, strong communication skills and technology integration. So what currently I'm doing, I'm attending lots of online classes and the workshops. So I can replicate the same thinking which other educators are also doing it. I'm learning a lot, and it increased my confidence as well that I can join a school because I'm a bit hesitant right now. Um, and what I came to know that I have to register myself for the IB certificate, so it would be easier for me to join any school. And that is what my planning is right for now.
So your master's is, you're a master in commerce.
Yeah, commerce. M.Com.
So the subjects that you could teach, if it is a Cambridge school, would be business studies, okay, or economics. I don't know how much would you know about teaching economics. Those are the two subjects.
Yes.
And if you look at A levels, that is 11th and 12th of the Cambridge, again, business studies and economics. And if you look at IB, business management,
Yeah.
okay, in the
But
IB
ma'am,
or economics.
I am more interested to teaching PYP because my son is small,
Okay.
and I am more inclined in the special education as well because when I was in USA, I came across this subject about ADHD and autism kids. I'm more, naturally connected to those kids. So I'm
maybe you should do something with special educator needs. Those qualifications, if you can have, there is a course, I think, in SNDT.
Okay.
So have a look about that for special needs. Okay, so you can be a specialist in that. And with so many schools having so many students with special needs, I think it's a requirement. We don't get good special educators.
Ma'am, do I need to do the IB certificate along with this SNDC course, or that's a individual course
No.
enough for that?
If you really want to go into special education, it's a good idea to get a qualification in special education. Okay.
Okay.
Why I told you about business management and business studies is because of your MCOM.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of your qualification, I
Yes.
thought that maybe you would want to pursue that. But
Yeah.
if your interest is in special education, then maybe you should have a qualification for that.
Okay.
Okay. So then you can start off with that thing.
Yes. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We can have a separate conversation later, Radhika.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your guidance.
Okay. Anybody else who would want to share before we finish? It's I think so 8:34 now, 1.5 hours, and you are not tired of me.
Not at all, ma'am.
Okay, anybody else who want to share? Otherwise, I'll wind up.
Ma'am, I just wanted to say something that if you could have a session for how to enroll for PD this thing, because most of the people in my group were looking at when the calendar will come and when the notification will pop up. So if you could have a brief write-up or session for looking at the CAI and IB professional, like the events and training calendar, how to look at it, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Let me first finish this and I will tell you about it for 10 minutes. Okay. So this was about personal classes. So Q&A, like you said, you want to know more about PD and how do we do? We will answer about this. Other than things, thank you for this session today because I want to end the YouTube live. Okay, then we can have our conversations after that, after I finish this. Yeah. If you have any further questions regarding your journey or regarding professional development or mentoring, then you can email me at the techieteachermentor@gmail.com, or you can go to my YouTube channel and have a look at what we discussed today over here. I also post videos regarding teaching and learning on this channel. Okay, it's mostly about teaching and learning. Yeah. So thank you so much for attending my session today.